Have you ever wondered why we face hardships in life? Do we ever consider that these trials might be leading us to a better path? Let me share a story that might shed some light on this. In a village, there was a great downpour which resulted in a flood, submerging the entire village. Among the villagers, there was a poor Brahmin who had a small house that was swept away by the flood. The Brahmin managed to survive the flood and somehow reached a forest. In the forest, he built a hut and started living there. However, after some time, a fire broke out in the forest, reducing his newly built hut to ashes. Yet, the Brahmin escaped the fire unscathed. Feeling utterly dejected, the Brahmin kept walking and suddenly, he came across a beautiful city. Upon his arrival, he met the king of the city who graciously provided him with a beautiful house to live in. But after a while, the neighboring king invaded the city, defeated the city's king, and took control over it. The invading king was informed that the Brahmin was a favorite of the previous king and lived in a beautiful house. Fearing a potential threat, the invading king ordered the execution of the Brahmin. On the day of the execution, a snake bit the king. Despite all the treatments, the king's condition didn't improve. Upon hearing this, the Brahmin offered to treat the king. His treatment worked and the king was cured. Grateful for saving his life, the king made the Brahmin the royal priest of his kingdom. Years later, the Brahmin passed away and went to heaven. When he met the divine, he was asked whether he had understood the purpose of his life. The Brahmin confessed his confusion. The divine explained to him how each hardship he faced led him to a better situation, even though he couldn't see it at the time. He was reminded how his constant prayers for a better life were answered in unexpected ways. From the flood that led him to the forest, to the fire that pushed him to the city, and even the snake bite that resulted in him becoming the royal priest. The divine concluded, reminding the Brahmin that if he hadn't faced these challenges, he wouldn't have learned how to cure the snake bite, which ultimately led to his elevated status as the royal priest. In the end, the Brahmin understood the divine's message. He realized that the hardships we encounter in life are not punishments but opportunities for growth and advancement. They are divine interventions that guide us towards a better path, even if we fail to recognize them at the time. So, the next time you face a challenge, remember the story of the Brahmin. You never know where your current path may lead you. After all, life has a mysterious way of leading us to destinations we never imagined.